Welcome, my daywalkers, creatures of night, warriors, wanderers, and everybody else in between. Welcome back to the Infinite Frequency. I am, as always, your host, Leo Lothbrook. This is a little special bonus episode for the week. It's the middle of the week. I thought I'd give a little check-in. And just tell you what's been on my mind lately. So first of all, welcome. How are you all? For me, it's 6:45 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Why am I up this early? You tell me. My sleep's been on and off. My neurodivergent conditions have been running rampant. Super hyper-focused, but it can come at costs. So we have to be careful, or I have to be careful. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you a warrior's reflection. I'll share on it, and then I will bid you a farewell and send you on your day. And hopefully we can all have a day full of serenity, lessons, and whatever else comes our way. So, warrior reflection. Today I face a simple truth. I am not here to control the world, only my response to it. Now, when I'm challenged, corrected or stirred, the battle is not out there, it's within me. My first reaction may be fire, fast, fierce, instinctive. But I am not my first reaction. I am the one who chooses what comes next. Strength is not in striking back, but in standing still long enough to see clearly. Today, I practice restraint, not as weakness, but as discipline. I trust that not every fight is mine to win, and not every voice needs my answer. I move with intention, I speak with purpose, and when I step back, it's not defeat, it's mastery. I'll read that one more time and then I'll give you a little share on it, on my take. Warrior reflection. Today I face a simple truth. I am not here to control the world, only my response to it. When I am challenged, corrected or stirred, the battle is not out there, it is within. My first reaction may be fire, fast, fierce, instinctive. But I am not my first reaction. I am the one who chooses what comes next. Strength is not in striking back, but in standing still long enough to see clearly. Today I practice restraint, not as weakness, but as discipline. I trust that not every fight is mine to win, and not every voice needs my answer. I move with intention, I speak with purpose, and when I step back, it is not defeat, it is mastery. So, here's my anchor for the day. Pause, breathe, choose. Pause, breathe, choose. Now, before I act, I try to give myself space. Genuinely, even if it's like 10 seconds, even if it feels impossible, I try my hardest not to send that message in the heat. I try not to react from the surge, and that is not easy. I step away, reset, and return as the man I choose to be, not the impulse that tried to take control. So I've been thinking an awful lot about this today, especially the first instinct when something hits you wrong. You see, for me, it can feel instant. Like I've already acted before I've even had time to digest and think about what's actually been said. And what I'm learning is that my first reaction isn't actually who I am, but it is the initial spark. The real work for me is what comes after that. Can I pause? Can I step back? Can I choose something different? And I'm starting to see that strength isn't always speaking louder or reacting quicker. Sometimes it's holding back, taking a breath and coming back with a clarity instead of emotion. That's something I'm practicing really hard right now. And I'm not getting it perfect. Of course I'm not. I've reacted this week to a few things. But I'm becoming more aware and just trying to give myself that space between feeling and action. And this is how we can turn today's tension into tomorrow's discipline. And believe me, it's not easy. If you're like me and you suffer with some mental wellness conditions, like neurodivergent conditions, that reaction can almost happen instantaneously, especially if I feel like someone is, overstepping their boundaries, implementing their rules or regulations on me. Like that straight away, even now as I'm talking, like it makes me tense up. But I can overcome that, because if I pause and breathe, yes, I get that instant feeling. But if I pause and breathe, sometimes that dissipates quite quickly and I can move to the next thing. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I react. And I'll be honest, there are just some people out there that have the ability to potentially have an effect on me. But again, that's not their potential. That's not them with that skill. And they may not even be doing it intentionally. They may be, some may not be. But the power is not in what they do. The power becomes in what I do. By not replying, by not reacting, by not being, just that flying off the handle. And it's not, like I say, it's not always easy. But that's what I'm practicing at the moment. Especially, as the main goal for me in my life is to move forward with what I call the path of least resistance. And to try and be of service, of help to people. Come up with solutions instead of just the problems. And that's what I'm learning and practicing to do. So I hope you get something from that. I'll read the reflection one more time. And then my beautiful tribe, I will love you and leave you until next time. So let's just read the reflection one more time. Remember, this is Warrior Reflection Corner, and here we go. Today I face a simple truth. I am not here to control the world, only my response to it. When I am challenged, corrected or stirred, the battle is not out there, it is within. My first reaction may be fast, fierce, instinctive. But I am not my first reaction. I am the one who chooses what comes next. Strength is not in striking back, but in standing still long enough to see clearly. Today I practice restraint, not as weakness, but as discipline. I trust that not every fight is mine to win, and not every voice needs my answer. I move with intention, I speak with purpose, and I step back if it's not defeat. It is not defeat, it is mastery. So remember, today, pause, breathe, choose. Pause, breathe, choose. Before you act, give yourself space, even if it's just 10 seconds, even if it feels impossible. You don't need to send that message in the heat. You don't need to react from the surge. You can step away, reset, and return as the person who chooses to be, who you choose to be, not the impulse that tried to take control. Boom. I really hope you got something out of that, and I really hope that you are having a good week, whether it's full of lessons, whether it's full of trials and tribulations, or hopefully full of peace and serenity. But just remember, the one thing that is constant in our life is love. Because I love every single one of you out there. I might not like you all, and you might not all like me, but I do love every single one of you, because everybody deserves that. Well, my beautiful tribe, I am going to get off and get back to doing my day, and I will check in with you again in the next few days, towards the weekend maybe. But remember, there's lots out there. Remember to engage, message me, whatever you want, because you are not alone. We are trudging this road to happy destiny together. And it is not an easy journey. It is not one I can do on my own. But as I say, together, we can definitely move forward.